It's Monday, so it's time for us to cast our eyes over the stories making the headlines this weekend. First up, apparently thousands more troops could be sent to Afghanistan within months under an emergency review of the UK mission by the Ministry of Defence. The news comes after 8 British soldiers were killed within 24 hours, leading to fresh calls from senior military and political figures for urgent reinforcements. Barack Obama has said Great Britain has played an extraordinary role in this coalition, understanding that we cannot allow either Afghanistan or Pakistan to be a safe haven for Al-Qaeda, those who with impunity blow up train stations in London or buildings in New York, with Gordon Brown adding that staying in the fight is our patriotic duty. So, is preventing the spread of terrorism in the UK sufficient justification for our continued involvement in this increasingly bloody war?
Yes, and I think it's a really hard call, and I have to say personally I admire tremendously the troops, and my step-son-in-law has done 2 tours, I think, in Afghanistan, and will do another one. The deaths are horrible, as death always is, but if you talk to the people fighting out there, the boys, the soldiers, they do it, and they are proud to do it, and we should be backing them. What makes me cross is that the government is not giving them the right amount of support, but definitely it is a justifiable war that we're fighting out there.
Carol?
But what exactly is it about? I still think there is a lot of information that we're not being given about it. It just, to me, just seems so pointless. I don't see how, by sending troops to Afghanistan and getting them killed, can prevent terrorism.
It's about heroin and money, Carol. It's about heroin, because the Taliban exists off the back of the heroin sales. There is millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars.
That's not what the government are saying. The government are saying it's to prevent terrorism reaching our shores.
That feeds and pays for terrorism. And as my son-in-law said to me, if you stop it out there, it stops it coming here. And for people that do lose their lives out there, which is terrible, it may save the lives of thousands of people here if there's another terrorist attack.
The thing is, I completely agree with you in that I think that, the reinforcements that they need from what the top military brass are saying. In fact, it's the outgoing Chief of Staff, isn't it? Is it General Dannatt, who's only got a few weeks to go, he's got nothing to lose, so he's been saying it's outrageous that they're not giving the support to the troops that they need if they want them to fight this fight. That's very true, but I don't believe that by sending all those troops out there, it's too simplistic to say that's protecting Britain, because when you go back to 7/7, the people...
But it's the heroin.
No, but the people who perpetrated 7/7 were British. Lived here.
But
I could go onto the internet this afternoon and find out how to make a bomb and put it in my rucksack and blow somewhere up tomorrow.
So
by sending troops out there, it's not realistic to say that you are protecting this country.
If you leave it to all fall apart, the Taliban will move in, take over, and in 2 or 3 years' time, you will see what will happen in that country.
I just don't buy that argument. I don't know why we're there, but I don't believe that's why we're there.
No, I don't.
That's millions and dollars worth of.
Do you know what? I've been following this in the media for weeks, especially now it's so in the forefront, and I still don't know what the war is about. That's what my problem is. I don't know what we're in there for, and like you say, you've got one view, you've got another view, we don't know what it's about. I wish somebody would just tell us why we're fighting.
But that's what they're trying to do. That's what they're saying now. They're saying by sending troops out there and fighting that fight that it seems to be unwinnable at the moment. It will just go on and on and on. That's what they're saying. They're preventing terrorism in this country. And I just, there's no answer to that question. It does not equate.
We can't know everything, but I think go for it, guys, and support them.
Well, I think,
we need them there.
Whatever the reasons are and, whatever the agenda is behind it, I think we all support the troops and wish them nothing but the best out there. Next, vital sections of society could be paralysed by swine flu if it reaches epidemic proportions as expected. The government has been warned. The development follows news last week that the first British person with no underlying health problems had died of swine flu, and doctors have also warned that rates of infection are reaching epidemic levels in London and the West Midlands in particular. So with the government set to issue vaccines to millions at risk, are we now taking the threat of the virus a bit more seriously?
Well, to me, it's... once again, I don't know where we stand on this, because I know for a fact there's quite a lot in Yorkshire who've already got swine flu. But is it just a flu? Is it because everybody gets flu or a cold, don't they, at some time of the year? What is it? Why is this one so bad? Is it more different than the bird flu that was in?
It isn't at the moment, though, is it? It isn't any worse than bad flu.
Well, that's the fact that when the person died last week, because every person who's died so far, they've said, haven't they? Oh, there was underlying health reasons. They haven't said what, but there was underlying. Their immunity systems were compromised. When it's affecting a healthy young 19-year-old man, as I believe the victim was. That worries me.
Have we got a vaccine for it yet? Is there a flu jab for it?
Yeah, they're saying they're going to inject everybody. They're not injecting me.
I'd rather have it.
Would you have it?
I would definitely have it.
I wouldn't.
In fact, if I could get it now, I probably would, so I can get it over with and build
you
my
want to
immune
get
system.
swine flu?
Well, yeah, because it's going to hit us probably, isn't it? Like a cold usually does. Everybody gets a cold, don't we?
They were saying that they don't like people having swine flu parties, because that's what they've been doing. Parents have been having parties to get their children infected, so they build up their immunity.
That terrifies me. I don't want to. That's what worries me, is because, you know, I as a healthy adult feel fairly confident, although who knows, that, you know, you could see it off. But I've got a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old whose immune systems aren't fully developed. It terrifies me, the thought that it's
So would
swirling.
you give them the jab?
I don't think I would, because I think it's so new. You know, but if I heard that somebody, you know, at their nursery or some group of friends that we saw a lot had it, I would keep them away. You know, I would do everything I could to sort of protect them.
The thing is, I still feel there's an element of panic. Why suddenly have we got this 19-year-old? If they don't want to panic people, why suddenly present us with one person? But if it is only one person who might just have not been able to fight the virus that's died, who supposedly didn't have then you have to go back to my argument, which is it's flu. You know, and it will be terrible if lots of people get it, and industry will suffer and people can't go to work. But there have been lots, and there will be more.
I think it gets worrying, though, when, you know, if you don't know anyone who's got it, you just think, oh, I won't get it, I'll be fine. And then suddenly you do know someone who's got it.
We do.
Yeah, and we do, actually.
Yeah, Coleen Nolan's son, Jake, has been diagnosed with swine flu. Colleen's on the phone right now. Hiya, Cole, how's he doing?
Hi. He's totally fine now. He had 4 or 5 days of feeling very unwell, and they gave him the Tamiflu, and he's back to normal. He's just got out of bed now and said, "Where's my breakfast?" He's all right then.
So, but you must have been horrified when those words were spoken, when it was first diagnosed.
You know, I got wrapped up very much so in the media of swine flu. So when Jake started to feel unwell, he was saying to me, "I think it's swine flu," and I was saying, "Oh, shut up, Jake, you've just got a cold." Because to me, from what I'd read, this was a killer, and you ended up in hospital, and it's like Lynda's just said, it was just like quite a mild flu. That's all it was. You know, he had a temperature, he had a headache, he was coughing and sneezing, he had a sore throat, and I thought, oh, he's got a mild dose of flu. So when it was confirmed as swine flu, in a way, it kind of made me relax a bit more. Because I thought, oh, well, that's not too bad.
Was he quarantined or anything?
Yeah, he had to be quarantined in his bedroom for 4 days. He stayed with his dad because he got diagnosed down in London, so he stayed with his dad and he had to stay in his bedroom till he'd finished the tablets and stuff.
Have you been quarantined, Coleen?
No, I phoned the doctors and they said to just completely go about your life the way you would, because no one can say whether you're going to get it. It's like when you're with somebody who has flu, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get it, you know.
Where do you think he got it, though? I mean, has any of his friends got it?
Well, one of his friends got diagnosed after Jake, but they hadn't been together as such before that. But, you know, Jake travels on the tube every day into London to go to school, and this is what I mean. You can't quarantine everybody. You don't know where you're going to get it.
Well, listen, Cole, will you give him our love?
I will do.
All right, Nurse Nancy, back to work. Thank you very much, Coleen Nolan.